Hello everyone and welcome to Alayna's at-home clinic. Today we're going to be going over how to do basic first aid. Today, while going over how to do basic first aid, we will learn the materials that are needed, how to do basic first aid, and why learning basic first aid is beneficial to society. So before we get into it, some people may think that learning how to do basic first aid is not very necessary and the body can heal on its own, but that's not always the purpose, and I'm going to show you why today. All right, so let's get into it. So let's open our first aid kit and see what's inside. So first, according to Cleveland Clinic, you should have a bowl full of water and fresh soap. You should have a washcloth or a paper towel will always do, just so we can wash off the abrasion. Next, you will want a dry paper towel to wipe off any excess soap and water. Next, you will want some kind of antibiotic ointment. Today, I just have a triple antibiotic ointment. You can also use Neosporin, which is a very big one as well. And lastly, you will need a Band-Aid to cover up the abrasion. All right, so let's get into how to do basic first aid. So first, you're going to want to take your wet washcloth with the soap and water, and you're going to want to clean the abrasion. This is to make sure that there's no pebbles or blood or anything that is keeping the abrasion from getting dirty inside it and making sure that there's no further infections being in. Next, you're going to want to take a clean, dry paper towel and you're going to want to dampen around the area just to make sure that there's no left soap in the abrasion. If that happens, there can be a very big infection within the abrasion. Next, according to Mayo Clinic, you're going to want to take the antibiotic ointment and apply it directly to the wound. After applying it directly to the wound, just rub it in slightly, just all around the abrasion. This is to help make sure that all the bacteria is out and making sure that your abrasion is staying clean while it is in the healing process. Now lastly, you're going to want to take your Band-Aid and you will want to apply it directly over the abrasion and the antibiotic ointment. Some people think that you should put the antibiotic ointment right directly onto the Band-Aid, but that you should not do that because putting it directly on the wound can help further infections be taken out of the abrasion. Now, making sure that it's all covered up, you are going to start your healing process with the abrasion and making sure that it is closing and all the bacteria is staying out of the abrasion while it's still in the process of healing. Now that we have gone over how to do basic first aid, let's go over why it is beneficial to society. According to an American Training Association of CPR, learning how to do basic first aid can prevent future harm. So in the point of where you know what you're doing now and you can prevent the abrasion or scrape or mark with whatever's happening, making sure that it's not getting infected and preventing harm to your future self. Next, it also promotes healing. While making sure that you are taking care of your scrapes and scratches, some people think it's not always important, but it really is. Within any amount of time, there can always become an infection, and you want to make sure that you're promoting your healing for yourself and your body. And lastly, another good reason is it can potentially save a life. Again, many people think that little scrapes you can heal on your own and just tough it out, but that's not always the case. If you get a really bad infection, it can cause further problems for you and can really upset your health, and it just can overall make you not good anymore. It'll be bad. So today I went over the materials that were needed for basic first aid, how to do basic first aid, and why it is beneficial to society. I hope you know that sometimes when you try to just tough out the cut, it's not always the way. You should try to do whatever you can, and I hope today, while going over how to do basic first aid, you have learned a lot. Now that I have taught you what to do today, let's close our first aid kit and help someone tomorrow.